to the Tonya Hofmann's fabulous TV show. I am Tonya Hofmann, and of course, this is my fabulous TV show. And I always have incredibly and fabulous guests, like today's guest, Peter Jam. Hey, Peter.
Hello, hey.
So we're going to hear from Peter in just a minute. He's going to blow you away. He's so amazing. Oh my gosh, the first time I talked to him, I was like, ah! So I'm so excited to have him on the show. Remember that we want to get your information out there so that you can go out and change lives. So become a member of the Public Speakers Association. We're giving away a special where you can get a free ticket to the conference July 1st through the 3rd in Las Vegas. So just simply put in the coupon code Free Conference 2017 and you'll get a free ticket. All right, but you have to join at the featured speakers level, okay? So go check it out. Go to Public Speakers with an S Association, all spelled out.com. You can also, while you're there, find out more about me and find out more about the fabulous Peter who's coming on. All right, Peter, so tell us, who are you? What do you have going on in your world?
Well, I'm a Lebanese and Armenian background. I came here in the United States last year as part of my Universal Peace Tour, as I'm a music composer and singer and also motivational speaker. So I stayed over a year now touring different states, over 25 states, and it's part of my endeavor around the world, singing and speaking to inspire people and to put them into active mode for peace and love.
Oh, that's fabulous. So, okay, first of all, so which is your favorite state so far?
Oh, lots of people ask me, you know, and sometimes they used to ask me, what's your favorite country that you've been over 40 countries around the world? I mean, always it's difficult to choose one, you know?
I know.
Yeah.
You do the same thing with me because, you know, I travel everywhere. And
yeah,
they're like, oh, where's
exactly.
your favorite place? I'm like,
yeah.
It's more about the people that I get to meet than ever where I'm at.
Yeah. But, you know, it's just top of my head. I can say Philadelphia, that I'm right now in Philadelphia. And I'm trying to spend most of my time here and travel from here. I like the historic background and the cultural background of Philadelphia, and some kind of an energy, you know, that is that I try to find it unique, has unique energy. As I lived in LA, in Florida, in New York, in DC, they are all good, you know, but right now I would say Philadelphia, but that can change, you know.
Obviously, you haven't been to Texas yet, but okay, that'll be fine.
I've been in Austin for a night or two. Yeah.
That's not long enough.
Yeah.
So tell us, I mean, since you've traveled the world and everything, I mean, because to me, when I get to go someplace, I meet so many amazing people. But what I find is everyone is pretty much the same. We're all humans. We have kind of the same desires and wants in our lives, right? I mean,
yes,
you find a lot of differences.
Yes. Well, I see that we have a common energy that we all have daily needs, that from eating, drinking, going out, having fun, you know, lots of things that it is common background. On the other hand, the differences that we have, from colors to races, religions, all these differences, it's actually a good thing for me, you know. And I always say that you watch a TV with like just one color, you can't even know the picture what it is, you know. Two colors maybe, you know, then 3-4 colors, and the contrast, you know, that makes us rich, you know, and kind of unique next to each other. And I always get so much excited to meet like people from different backgrounds, different countries. You know, I learn from them. Maybe they learn from me. You know, there is something to share and to talk more and learn more. So it's very, very exciting. You know, the more I meet people from different backgrounds, I feel like more I have to embrace all of them. And as of my recent peace building project is based on that. And especially in the United States here, as I was telling, that right now I'm in Philadelphia or in New York, these cosmopolitan cities that we see, peoples are different colors. It is really a deep wealth, this richness that you can find how you bring all these colors next to each other, and they will be a beautiful painting, like a beautiful rainbow, So it's really, really, really exciting for me, and it's really important, the multicultural and the intercultural thing.
Yeah, I think people get so stuck on people are so different than them. But to me, it's just like what you were saying. It's like you get to kind of find out, and I get really curious. I'm like, well, how do you do your dinners? What do you eat? Why do you eat it that way? It's just like this kind of inquisitive, and I think that's what a lot of people miss in life is inquisitive differences.
Exactly. And as you were talking about food, for example, every week as long as I'm vegan also, I am so much into traditional food. And as I come from Lebanon, we have lots of food that are originally vegan also, and it's traditional food, like very old food. And hummus is very famous now in the United States. It's vegan, and it's very healthy. And also in my upcoming book, I talk in a chapter about eating and health together, and also the connection with the intercultural thing, that our cultural food. And there won't be any week that I'm not eating, for example, Thai food or Indian food or Japanese or I don't know, Italian food, Mexican food. Like I have to have once a week from different country. And then other than that, the food that it's more like Armenian food or Arabic food or so on. So it's really important, this richness, from every culture. They have this special food, and I can't even say that if I like the taco more than the hummus, or I like this Indian with this turmeric, and so it's this, and I use a lot of spices when I cook, and also there are different colors of different spices. The turmeric is yellow, and the red pepper and the black pepper and the mint, green, all this, it gives the richness in life, as we have this beautiful nature, all these colors. And how the most $1 million question is that how we can embrace, all the nature with whatever it is inside of it, with this all the beautiful animals and beautiful trees and plants and so on, so the same way as we are human beings that come from different places in the world, know different languages. I only know 4 languages. I don't speak so many languages, but knowing these 4 languages also gives me lots of thinking. That I have also in my book, I wrote something about the word safety. The word safety in Turkish is güven. Güven means trust also. So then I start to realize between trust and safety, how they are related, interrelated. How you can't be so much safe if you're not being trusted, or you're trusting. When trust is missing, you don't feel safe. And how you feel safe when you are, trusting somebody, or somebody's trusting you. And it's very important. And if you ask me how I figured out, I was in a flight when it was written, put the safety belt. In Turkish it was written güven belt, so güven was like trust belt, and I was wondering, as long as I know that language, so sometimes I wonder, how much it gives also like intellect, the people that we meet and we get together. So I can talk like an hour about these things and all my travels that I I faced, and it's really so interesting for me, and also after becoming ambassador for peace for UN affiliated organization, I was working so much about inter-religious, intercultural organizations, and that way they come all next to each other, and we try to seek this common background that we have. As in my peace song, I say, "Salamu alaikum, peace upon you, my friend." You know, this how the religions get as one, because Jesus was a Jew and he used to say peace upon you, and peace upon you translated to Arabic is salamu alaikum, or in Jewish is shalom alaikum. So it's the same words, you know, the same paragraph, how peace is one. Even if you go like more back in history about Buddha or Hinduism, it's all about, you know, peace, and, you know, through meditation and so on. So peace is one for all human nature and all religions, you know. And I guess if we go on to that background, we say that we are in the same common ground, in the common planet, and under the same sun.
Exactly. I know it gets really frustrating, and I think for what I've seen is that the people that are so segmented have really just segmented themselves, right? Because we really, when you start talking to others, I just get amazed how amazing people are, right? And it's always the people that are pushing people away. It's that negativity. You know, if we can get rid of that negativity in this world and just focus on being positive and supporting one another, I think this world would just explode with gratitude and peace and happiness for everybody.
Exactly. You remind me right now of my childhoodness. When I was a little kid, I was in Lebanon, and there was a civil war going on. And in the civil war, every section of the town, they were just like next to each other, you know, like having afraid from the other section of the. And as of Armenians, you know, are the first Christian nation, and they are all Christianity. Christianity is so much sacred. And I grew up as if I'm afraid from Lebanese Muslims, you know. And then you can't even imagine that when after I was teenager and the war was over and everything, I had very, very close friends that they were Muslim, and they helped me so much in my career, and I helped them, and we became like best friends, you know, all around the world. Now I have like friends from all religions, all races. But, you know, when I go to my childhood and I go to my teenage years, how I was afraid to talk with a Muslim. I was thinking that all Muslims are bad, you know. And then when I started to talk, no, I see that, you know, it's not the religion, but, you know, we're just like trying to isolate these people. We're not going to talk with the whites, with the blacks, with the yellow, with the, I don't know, you know, by colors, by religion, by. And then when we become isolated, we are not next to each other, we start to have fear from each other. And once fear enters, love flies away. So we're going to bring the love, and then so that the fear will fly away. And then we will see the bond, you know. And because always we say unconditional love is within every creature, and even the plants, even animals, you know, there is unconditional love. It's just the fear, once it comes, you know, we forget that we have this love within ourselves, and we are so much connected to each other, regardless of even what creature is it. You know, I am so much connected. For example, if I see any dog in front of me, when I look at their eyes, they tell me I'm a dog whisperer. But sometimes I do that, you know, with other animals, you know, and I feel very like connected, you know, like this soul connection within ourselves. How come human beings, you know, that how much we are connected once we lift the fear? Because fear brings hatred, fear brings violence, fear brings everything bad on the other side, you know. We're gonna be on this side where it's mostly ruled with the power of unconditional love, that we inspire each other, we get connected to each other on this basis, that how much commonness we have with each other, and how much the uncommonness is important, so that we can be like puzzles next to each other. We are completing, not competing. So it's very important what you mentioned at the end of your talk, which is very important, that anybody who thinks the other is different, the other. Once they sit next to each other, they start to see that, wow, you know. And even the recent elections that was happening, it was so, I'm not a political person so much, but I grew up, you know, Lebanon is so much political. So I was watching, and, you know, without interfering for any president, anybody, anyhow, you know. But, you know, suddenly I saw a post, you know, that the two presidents, the old one and the new one, next to each other, and one is telling to the other that, oh, he's a good man. I didn't knew that, you know, we become such a friend. We wanted to discuss 10 minutes. We have been talking for half an hour. But before that, before the elections, they were kind of swearing to each other. You know, they don't even know each other. And sometime I had a student for the guitar, you know, for music. She wrote a song, peace song. She was inspired so much from my movement and what I do. And she wrote a peace song. It was pretty amazing. And in the song, it says, we hate and we kill people we don't even know.
Yeah.
It was like, you know, I went back home. I was sleeping, you know, always this thought was coming to my mind, you know. I hate people. I dislike people. You know, like I see people killing each other. They don't even know each other, you know. Yeah. So it's all like this brainwashing of fear and hatred, you know. Yeah. So once we go off from this, I guess we will see that how much we can turn the world a better place. And my dreams and imagination is so much high that we can turn this world into a heaven, into somewhere that we, in our dreams, we can't imagine that it can be. I guess we can make it, each single one.
Yeah, and we could totally do that. You know, a lot of times I'm the only whatever in the crowd. I'm the only girl. I'm the only white chick. I'm the only straight girl, whatever it is. And, you know, people a lot of times have never met someone like me. And they're like, I don't know, should I talk to her? You know, and I'm like, come on, you know, and once they give a hug, they're like, oh, you know, it's amazing to see that barrier come down. And you probably get that a lot, you know, with this kind of rhetoric of, you know, the whole Middle Eastern, you know, movement or against movement, right? So people meet you and they're like, oh, you're not anything like I expected, right?
Exactly. It happened many times. You can't imagine like how many inspiring stories it happened with me. And it all started within myself. You know, I wanted to become this dream person that I imagined to meet. You know, I imagine to meet somebody that is so inspiring and, you know, changing lives and accepting people as they are and, you know, crossing the borders. So I was meditating always to have this courage and strength to be this person that I want to meet, you know. So, and sometimes when I was in Turkey, you know, there is a big issue of the Armenian genocide. My grandpa was born there in the Ottoman Empire in Turkey. When there was Armenian genocide, 1.5 million was being killed, and Turkey is blamed, you know. Wow. So my forefathers, you know, so if they know that I'm Armenian and I'm there, it's crazy thing. or you know, I'm talking with any Turk, you know, or if I'm not hating them, or because, you know, they killed my ancestors for like 1.5 million people. So I was in Turkey, and I was in the airport leaving, you know. And there was a guy, and he said, like, are you Italian or Spanish? You were with the guitar and the hat, and, you know. I said, no, I'm Armenian. I said, wow, you know, and what are you doing here? I said, like, I'm a inspirer. You know, I travel all around the world, inspire people for peace and love, speak, and I sing and I play music. And he said, but you know that you guys did genocide to us, you know. I said, I don't know. There was the Ottoman Empire, the empire was Turkish, and Armenians were minority. I don't know how it works. The minority to do a genocide to the majority, to the empire, you know. So he stopped there, and then I told him, you know what? I believe that power of the people and me and you are all the same. You know, whatever happened, it was the government, and I'm against the government, but I'm not against you. I embrace you, you know. And he didn't understand. So to go to his language, I told him, I said, there is a special food, Turkish food, that the survivors of genocide, they know, Armenians that are survivors. So I told him, said, your mom cooks imam bayındır? He said, yeah. He said, my mom cooks it too. And said, your dad curses blah blah in Turkey. He said, yeah, my dad too. Let me hug you. You're my brother. He was like so inspired. You know, he didn't know. He said like, you should hate me. You know, you're telling me I'm your brother and so on. And after 2 days, his brother finds me on Facebook. You know, I have on my fan page, there is a message. He wrote me a long message in Turkish, and he was explaining that, said, you didn't just change our view on Armenians, you changed our view on human nature, that there is such person like you, you know, on this day and age, it exists, this kind of person, you know. And I said, yeah. And I believe that a person like you exists too, that, you know, you have an Armenian friend, you know. So be this person that you want to meet. I always talk about this also in my book. So it's very inspiring, you know, to go all these places and try to inspire everybody and not to have fear to talk with them, you know. And I say that I want you and me to recognize the Armenian genocide or any genocide happen, any disaster happen, to overcome, you know. We have to recognize any bad thing happened, you know, in the history, to overcome. If we don't, it can repeat. So this is the very simple thing. And I don't consider the Rwandan genocide, you know, less importance than the Armenian. For me, all are the same. And as much as there is one love, you know, and there is one respect for all, regardless from if this guy is Turkish or Kurdish or whatever it is. And I believe that people who are so much negative, it is just a sickness, you know, that they need treatment of love and compassion. You know, because I believe that human nature is full of love and compassion, and we are born like that. But the fear that we have, it kind of messes up our brain to start to have fear and hatred. I was like that when I was a little kid, as I was telling you. But by time I recognized my sickness. So this is sickness, you know. Having hatred is like as if I'm destroying myself, you know, before hating the other. And it's really important to overcome that, you know, like, and open my arms. Like, I can hug anybody regardless of their age or their color or their ambitions.
Me too.
Yes.
Me too. I love it. So tell us, I know you have something that you would like to offer our fabulous listeners today.
Yes, definitely, definitely. I have my brand new album, Universality, that I recorded in Germany, Armenia, and Lebanon. And I have in it like lots of, let's say, alternative rock music with lots of Armenian or different culture instruments all mixed together. And each song talks about something, different languages even. You know, I will offer one of that album, Universality, and one of my previous album that has my peace song that I have sang over 40 countries. So I'm offering 2 albums, and one is my album Vibrations, which has the peace song in it, and the other one is the Universality, which has all these brand new tracks that I have. And I always wanted to mention my brand new project that I started recently. It's been like a couple of months. It is Peace Building Project and brand new song that I'm gonna be recording soon. And I will go all around in the States and try to put people from all backgrounds, you know, as we were talking about, different races, religions, ambitions, colors, all next to each other in every state, and especially states that has seen violence or gun violence, and bringing next to each other. And we can kill hatred through music, power of word, and power of the reality that we come next to each other and sing the song we all need, as we were talking about peace and love. And also we play the song, you know. So at the end of the project, possibly it will be released next spring. It's gonna be people, as I said, from different races, ages, backgrounds in the United States, singing and playing. It can be marching band, kids, cultural instruments, choirs, all next to each other in 3-minute song. It can be even a documentary if I get the budget. I'm trying to raise also. And to inspire everybody in the United States and from United States to go outside of the United States, to be global project that people come next to each other and sing and play with their cultural instruments or not cultural instruments. And with marching band, choirs, the song we all need. And we talk about we all need peace and love. And at the end of the song, there is a mantra, that we have to repeat it over and over again, and says, all we're asking now is just peace and love. It's very simple. And all of us together start singing. I will try to go different cities and different states and also different countries and try to get people next to each other. And anybody sees themselves in this project, if they can support by a tweet or just sharing about it on Facebook or going to my website, they want to donate, I have a PayPal, or they want to go to the Public Speakers Association page that I have my biography out there. They want to book me to their events or to their conferences. It will be all specially saved for this project that I will be releasing this song and the music video and hopefully the documentary by 2017, which is after 2 months. Nice. So I'm working very hard, and I would love to inspire more and more people, because only through inspiration we can reach to transformation, and we can bring the change that we want to see right now in the United States and elsewhere.
Love it, love it. So how do they get a hold of the songs?
Okay, they can contact me on my website, peterjam.com/contact. I'm kind of easy to be reached on Facebook or even on Twitter, or my email info@peterjam.com, and they can directly contact me, and I guess we will start spreading the peace and love together.
Perfect. All right, everybody. So get a hold of Peter Jam, Jam, and find out more and get connected to his world. I know I love being connected to his world because it's all of our world, and we can all do so much amazing things together. So make sure that you get in touch with both of us, and let's start making a movement and really happen. Right, Peter?
Yes, definitely. Yeah.
All righty, everybody. So come back and join us for our next show. Remember that we want you on the show. So go to Public Speakers with an S, Association, all spelled out.com. Get involved, get connected, and then let's go out and change some lives. So thank you, Peter, for being on.
Thank you. Peace.